Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, we will see the properties of solid foods. Friends, if you want to know about the properties of fluids, then please watch my video Newtonian fluid versus non-Newtonian fluid, types of non-Newtonian fluid, examples and explanation. The link of this video I have given in the description of this video. So friends, let's begin. Friends, there are two types of solid foods or solid substance, that is elastic and non-elastic. Friends, always solid substance has stress-strain relationship. The solid foods or solid substance always experience stresses like tangential, torsional, compressive and tensile. So friends, now here suppose this is our solid substance and it experiences a force in this direction like this. Okay, it experiences force. This is a tensile force acting on this particular substance. Okay, and here suppose it is fixed here at this point. Okay, here it is in fixed position. Okay, now it experiences force. This is a tensile force. Okay friends, as it is in outward direction. Because of this tensile force, sometimes friend, because of this tensile force, this bar gets elongate and goes to up to this position. And when this force is removed, suppose here, now see here, this is our tensile force. Okay, and when we remove this force, then it gets to its original position. We removed this force. Okay, now here we have removed, then this, we removed this force, then this bar gets to its original position. That is, there is no deformation in the solid substance. This is called as elasticity. Okay, and when friends we apply force in this direction and it gets elongate, and when we remove these forces, says, then it remains in this elongated position, that is this one here at this position. This is this section, it remains in deformed position. It is called as non-elastic substance. Okay friends, in case of compressive force also, in compressive force, let's see again compressive force. This is, sorry, this is our compressive force. This is our here also compressive force. So friends, when we apply force on this section, suppose this is our original length of the bar, and we apply compressive force, it get compressed to this position at here. And when we remove these forces, when we remove these this compression force, it again gets retracted to its original position, that is this one, as you can see in this bar. And further we also, when compress it and it remains, stays in this position, it is called non-elastic. Okay, so we have clarified the concept of elastic and non-elastic substance. Now see here friends, see here, you can see properties of foods. As we have seen here, there are elastic solids, there is Hookean or linear. First we are going to see here friends about elastic solids. Okay, there are two types, Hookean or linear elasticity, and that is ideal or Hookean elasticity it is called. And further we have non-Hookean or non-linear elasticity. Here this one a linear elasticity and this one is the non-linear elasticity. These are the stress strain diagrams, okay friends, and this is the relation for those linear and non-linear elastic solids. Okay, now here let's see the elasticity is defined as the tendency of product to recover upon unloading the shape and dimensions it had before loading, as we have seen previously here friends. As it recovers its original shape, and if there is no permanent deformation after unloading, the elasticity is said to be completely elastic. Okay, now here friends, ideal or Hookean elasticity is characterized by linear relationship between the force, that is stress, and deformation, that is strain, here at the origin. Okay friends, the body instantaneously returns to its original form with no residual strain upon unloading. Here friends, as you can see here, it is a linear relationship between the stress and strain. Here this is a loading condition, as you can see this arrow, and here it is the unloading condition, and slope is equal to E or G or K. This slope is called as friends here shear modulus, okay, or rigidity. Friends, now here see there are two important terms here for in case of elastic, linear elastic or Hookean elasticity, which are Young's modulus or elongation modulus, and the second one is shear modulus or rigidity. So here friends, Young's modulus is the ratio of the tensile stress to strain for these Hookean bodies, and the shear modulus or rigidity is the ratio between the shear stress to shear strain in an ideal linear elastic solid. Okay, now friends, in the diagram, in the graph you can see here this graph is for linear, that is linear elasticity, and this one is for the non-linear elasticity. This here it is the stress strain relationship has been given, and here as you can see friends, in the linear wait uh, in this, that is in the linear relationship of the in linear elasticity stress strain relationship, here you can see here the stress is proportional to strain, so it is called linear elasticity. And here in this diagram there is a non-proportional relationship between stress and strain, so it is non-linear elasticity here. So now further friends, we will see the non-Hookean or non-linear elasticity. Now here friends, see, as we know here in non-linear elasticity there is no proportion between the stress and strain. And also friends, here the curvature you can see it has a different look as compared to this one. Here when we load it, it goes through this direction, and we unload when we unload the force or stress, it takes the different part, the different path, sorry, different path, it takes the different path. This relationship, so here it is called as, this loop is called as hysteresis loop, as you can see here this one. And the stress strain relationship is here curvilinear, and modulus of elasticity for this particular non-linear elastic substance is given by the tangent modulus, okay, as you can see here, which is the slope of the stress strain curve at any specified stress strain. Okay, further friends, let's see the non-elastic solids. Non-elastic solids, so we are going to see now here non-elastic solids. So here friends, we have seen the Non-elastic solids means the solids which do not get its original position when deformed. That is, when we up compress it, it remains in the compressed position. That is this one here in this case. These substance are called, or solids are called as non-elastic. Okay friends, now here friends, for large deformation most solids are non-elastic, and there are friends some failures in when stress when the stress exceeds the strength of the body. Those There are two most important failures, which are fracture and rupture. Okay, now see here, this fracture and rupture are the most important failures in case of non-elastic solids. So here friends, fracture we are going to see now. Cracking of hard materials such as hard cheese at low temperature, ultimately resulting in two or more separate pieces, is termed as fracture. Elastic fracture is fracture without or with a very limited amount of flow only in the region just around the crack of material, as in unripe fruit, flesh, tubes, etc., where the plastic fracture is fracture accompanied by flow of material, as may be seen in certain soft or semi-hard cheese. Okay friends, so here see, cracking of hard materials is termed as fracture here. Further friends, we rupture term refers to the tearing in pieces of soft materials. Okay, tearing in pieces of soft materials, it is called as rupture. Rupture point is sometimes defined as a point on stress strain force deformation curve at which the axial loaded specimen ruptures. Okay, the failure of rupturing materials such as certain cheese gels, cooked edges, egg, white, etc., is characterized by multitude of failure planes. Further, friends, now we are going to see plastic solids. Okay, certain non-elastic products may show yield value and tend to flow when the stress exceeds this point. Plasticity is found more frequently in semi-solid and soft products such as butter, spread, etc., rather than hard solids. Plastic solid is it has a plasticity, that is when it is non-elastic products, and when we stress it to the certain level, it remains. Suppose here it is in this position, and when we stress it to this position, it remains in this position and do not get to its original position. This is called as plasticity, that is plastic food in this case, or plastic solids. Now next is friends here, viscoelastic foods. Okay friends, viscoelastic foods or substances experiences small deformation in most of the solids and semi-solids, and here friends, for failure resulting from rupture, fracture, plastic flow usually involves relatively large stresses and large deformation in solids. On the other hand, small deformation in most solids and semi-solid products may reveal what is known as viscoelasticity, as I have told you. Further friends, certain shear thinning fluids such as thickened, sweetened condensed milk also exhibits viscoelasticity. Okay, the reaction of a viscoelastic body to stress or strain consists partly of a viscous component and partly an elastic one. Since stress and strain are time dependent, the response of the material is rate dependent. Okay, so friends, in this video we have learned about properties of solid foods. Thank you friends for watching this video. Like, share and comment for this video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.